Hey, Ryan Harden here with another blog post. This is the second week of January 2021, and lots of cool stuff happening. We have the new park that we're going to be looking at here. It's over 900 acres in southwest Wisconsin. I did figure out how to send out all the renewals for memberships and offering for free members to join the premium membership program. Apologies, some of you got it from an older email, but fixed that, remedied that, and sent them out. So if you didn't get it, let me know. But we can send out a lot more digital communication that way in a timely manner. We have a lot of things that we're working on here as a group. If you didn't see, we had the formation of the Oak Creek chapter. Those great folks came together. We had 20 rigs there, and most of them are members. We had like 8 trail ambassadors, I think, and Rick's from Willie's World in Oak Creek, one of the premier custom Jeep and 4x4 specialization and customization shops, offered us their shop space to host the meeting. Yeah, overall it was a great synergy. There was a lot of cool stuff that happened, and the group took off. Very proud. I mean, that was a really great meeting. A lot of good discussions and objectives that can be done. So we welcome the Oak Creek chapter, and we look forward to helping you get riding areas and hosting rides. We have a facility just north of there that we're trying to work on, and having a local chapter, having a local presence is really how that happens. You know, we need volunteers of that chapter to, you know, take command, to have a sense of ownership, and to work with the land managers to come up with solutions so that we can sustainably hold and grow road legal full drive parks and waypoints, as well as the overlanding stuff that is available in southeast Wisconsin that we're almost done mapping. Let's see, we got Tomahawk coming up this weekend. So we have a great group of folks up in Tomahawk. They're going to be forming a chapter, it sounds like. And we have a nice little ride. Steve and Brad have, from the Tomahawk area, Rhinelander area, mapped out a nice overlanding tour for us. So we'll be doing a meeting at the Woodpeckers Bar and Grill, and then we'll be doing a nice ride afterward. So look forward to that. If you haven't seen that event, go on RL4WD.com and you'll see it's the next upcoming event. RSVP, see the address, and join us. It'll be fun. Even if you're not from the area, if you'd like to just support the club and support the members, that would be very much appreciated. So the more collaboration we have between the chapters, the more chances we have to gain riding access and to gain places to go. So we're really looking forward to helping chapters grow, helping clubs get organized. And throughout the Midwest, we can link up all of these overlanding routes and get new riding facilities open, new private and public riding facilities open. That's our goal. So each land manager has their own set of circumstances that they want to, stay within, and that's going to be where we will concentrate. That being said, Tigerton is going to be announcing that they are scaling back a little bit on the 4x4 side to handle some of the concerns that have happened in 2020. If you're not aware, our group was the group that came in and did 3 to 4 events a year at Tigerton over the last few years. And then last year, 2020, they wanted to try it as a public park, and we were happy to assist in every way we could with that. And there was a lot of positive feedback. Members and non-members alike came in, had a lot of time, had a good time. It was a really good test, but there are some situations where we have to kind of scale back on the 4x4 side to fix some of the trails. So here Ron and Darwin are strategically placing these rocks. We try to keep the sharp edges down and the flat edges down. So.
You know what I mean? So people that don't have such a gnarly rig, they get it. All right. Trying to have all the big ones on the bottom. Right there. Actually, no, I'll bring it over here. I'm sorry. Come over this way. That's good.
Rock rolling by Regan. Is it a game?
It's an art.
There was so much activity on those trails and so many people coming in. There weren't enough trail ambassadors, volunteer trail ambassadors, to help the park manage the property safely. And unfortunately, there weren't any other clubs that stepped up besides our trail ambassadors, who created the Mountain Bay Club in Clintonville. And that's in its infancy stage 2. So if you're from the Tigerton, Clintonville area, I highly recommend getting a hold of the Clintonville group right on the website. You can join their group, and then any updates will be posted like that. So we're going to be going back. They're going to be going back. The town voted to go back to road legal four-wheel drive members only, and we're going to scale it back. So 1 week in a month, we're not going to have 4x4s in there at all. We're not going to have road legal four-wheel drives in there at all. And we're going to try to take this year to help build the trails back up, fix the problem areas that are there, and address, try to get more slow speed trails there. Take out some of those mud sections on the perimeter, fill them with rock, make more crawling areas, and reduce the traffic a little bit so that we can get these things fixed. There's been a outcry today on the one of the Facebook groups because it said some of this information in the renewals, and there hasn't been an official announcement yet with Tigerton. That's going to be coming up here shortly. But I want to give you the the gist of some of what we talked about in the last blog post. Was the 4x4 community doesn't need any enemies, and if you look at that Facebook post in that group, looking at all of the comments in there, that you can validate what I said in my last blog post. These people are vicious, they are mean, they are cruel. They're accusing me of stealing money and just anything that they can think of that's bad, they post. They will discredit me, they'll discredit Road Legal Four-Wheel Drive as the organization. And that negativity resonates within the community, whether it be our group or any other group. They've done it to other groups too. And there's a few bad apples that wreck the whole batch, or bushel. And unfortunately, what do you do? Defamation of character. There's legal stances that we could take on that kind of stuff. People accusing me of false things like stealing money. If you came to the annual meeting and you saw the financial report, you would see where all the money goes. I do not get paid to run the association. Sometimes I'm working 12 hours a day on the association stuff, going to club meetings. It's very disheartening when you see posts like that coming from people that they're not happy people. And most of the folks that see that stuff on social media and other websites will bring it to our attention. Facilities and land managers will see that stuff, and we probably lost 10 potential riding areas between us, the coalition, the local clubs. When land managers see that kind of irresponsible posting and immature comments, they don't want anything to do with us as a whole, as the 4x4 community. And very few people were speaking up against the bogus claims, and it's sad to see keyboard warriors that think they anyway. If you see that kind of negativity, standing up for what's right is one thing, but don't put yourself in harm's way either. You can let them just look like the jerks they are, and you know what's right. If you're coming to the meetings, you're coming to the rides, you see our stuff, you see our literature, you know, when you're coming out here, you know we're not bogus. You know we are growing recreational opportunities in Wisconsin and the upper Midwest faster than just about any other group. We'll work with any group, you know, Wisconsin group, Minnesota groups, Michigan groups, Illinois groups. We're here to help grow the recreation, and that's really what it's about. And, you know, I don't respond to that kind of negativity on social media or other websites because we have to rise above that. We have to take responsibility as the recreation and come together and say, we want to get places to ride. And if we're going to do that, we have to work together and have meaningful conversations together and come up with solutions to those problems. We also have to identify the people who are against the recreation and the people who are looking for that vanity, that, you know, the stuff that they post on, you know, I sent out a few wrong emails from a past email, and it was, you know, I used to run a live action role play community to help get and foster youth and adults, to get them off the video games, get them off the couch, get them into the outdoors, learn about history, learn about how medieval history worked. And it was a lot of fun. And I don't regret any of that stuff. But they're trying to use that against me. They're trying to say, ooh, you know, he's a nerd, blah, blah, blah. But we've helped hundreds of families connect in the outdoors and get out and get exercise and learn about history. That is cool. And I'm not gonna, you know, that's not something that I'm ashamed of, you know, if we can do that. And it's a different industry, but again, the mail merge feature used the wrong email address, and by the time I caught it, it sent out a few emails. So it is what it is. There was a GoFundMe that James Levoy wanted to help, you know, build my rig up, because I was going out to local town boards, going to DNR wardens, going to, you know, State Patrol, going out to all these folks and trying to say, okay, we need to come up with riding areas. We need to come up with legal riding areas. And when you go to a town board and say, okay, we want to bring 4x4s into your town, into your county. A lot of those folks that don't understand the 4x4 recreation think, you know, 72-inch swamper tires and 1,000 horsepower, open modified, you know, crazy stuff. And that's not 99% of the recreation is not that. Not that that's bad, but the majority of road legal full drives are compliant with rules and regs in Wisconsin and the upper Midwest that the DOT sets up. You know, those laws are already in place. So we wanted to build a rig to those specs so that when we go to these meetings, and I don't see anybody else going to these meetings, but when we go to these meetings, I can look out in the park, I can show them in the parking lot and say, look, this is, we're not talking crazy huge machines here. We're talking about very roadworthy machines, vehicles that are completely safe, DOT compliant, and that's what we were trying to build. And you know, it's tough to afford putting that all on my plate. And so one of our business members wanted to help out, so he created a GoFundMe account for it. I asked him to take it down. We took it down, refunded the money. I didn't want to do it that way, but it was out there. And now they use that against me at any chance they get. There's 2 or 3 people that will bring that up. Anytime there's something negative about me or my group, they do that. And we were a small group. We didn't have any sponsors. We didn't have any business members yet. And we had to, I had to come up with the funds, and we did. My wife and I, we did. We came up with it ourselves. But again, just it's really sad seeing, you know, people. These are the people that don't come to the meetings. They don't, you know, we give the financial reports at the annual meetings. We, you know, the chapters are getting together February 6th at Camp Sinoa, the leaders, the trail ambassadors, and the chapter leaders, and we want to finalize the chapter program now that we have enough chapters involved. And, you know, who gets what and how we're going to do it. And there's so many things that people just don't understand, like that, you know, your membership money goes to raise funds to build more trails and put the stuff in place to get sponsors to build trails, to do a lot of the legislative work, you know, that we're volunteering for, to get a public trail program for Wisconsin. And working with us, the Wisconsin Coalition of Four-Wheel Drives, local chapters, local clubs, state legislators. We've held a VIP ride twice now every year, getting tourism involved, getting local tourism involved, getting lawmakers involved. That's what it takes. And that's what we're doing. And unfortunately, people just don't get it. They don't see that. And it's a lot of work. I sacrificed so much. I'm an insurance agent. We have a family insurance agency in Sheboygan, AAA, Adventure Insurance, National Motorsports. That's my job. And if it is just, it's a lot to take in when people accuse me of these bogus things, and they're not the ones coming to the meetings, and it's tough, it's tough to keep doing this, but we do it because I love riding, and we're going to build slow speed trails. We're going to create a public trail system and a network and a program to fund it all on the public side. But until then, the membership is what pays for it all. So, and the fees we raise for the facilities, we try to raise it for the camps, and we try to, again, we have to raise them. This stuff isn't cheap. Most of the people are donating their equipment and skid steers and dump trucks and that kind of stuff, and we're paying for the material a lot of times, or we're trying to say, hey, if you're going to donate your equipment, at least let us pay for the diesel, which has been turned down a lot. So, I mean, it's the people who don't get involved. These are the people who won't join a club, who won't do anything. They will just complain that they don't have a place to ride. And that's unfortunate. They need to be the ones that get involved. And a lot of these folks, I think, also are a little bit embarrassed, because what we've done in 4 years, they couldn't do in 20 plus years. And it just takes good leadership. And I'm not talking myself, I'm talking, we have a leadership team of almost 100 trail ambassadors. We're creating a trail guide program. We have the chapters who are very full of talented individuals, good leaders, ready to help with this endeavor. We have legislators that are ready to help with this endeavor. There's multi-recreational support on the other recreations. We talk about this stuff. We go to meetings. We try to do all this, and that's what it takes, and that's what we're doing, and it's getting results. And I don't know if it's me or the results or how we're doing stuff. Some of these folks made fools out of themselves, and I think we only banned one person so far because of how they were reacting and how they were acting and how they belittle people. We have a very strong stance against belittling people. And if you come to a ride, you're not going to be judged. We want you to come and have a good time. We want you to learn, be safe, and experience what the fun of the 4x4 recreation is about. And that works, and I'm hoping that between the coalition and, the Minnesota groups and the Michigan groups, Iowa groups, Illinois groups, we can all work together to create that synergy and harness that enjoyment, and then that fun, when you're out going and you're just about to go for a ride, you got the goosebumps on the back of your arms and you're ready to rock and roll. And it's great. It's a lot of fun. So we want to share that energy, and we want to help others share that energy, creating our own platform and our own website and giving the tools for chapters and upcoming leaders to utilize those tools without having to create them themselves, and saving clubs thousands and thousands of dollars and lots of hours, creating the websites and community, and having their own space, but being part of a larger family. That's what we're building. So yeah, it's a lot to take in. And when the user group doesn't work together, we all fail. And when we backstab one another, it doesn't work. That's how we fail. We don't need any enemies. And there are user groups out there that do not want 4x4s, out on the fire roads and out on the trails and that kind of thing. So if we can get together, come together on this stuff, great. Avoid the negativity at all costs. get involved with your local clubs, join your local clubs, you know, support them, and that's what it takes. So we have a lot going on. There are many events throughout the website, RL4WD.com. So join up and join us at some of these rides. You know, and enjoy some of the overlanding adventures. We got stuff for big vehicles, we got stuff for small SUVs, we're trying to build as much as we can for the 4x4 road legal four-wheel drive community. And it's a big task. There's a lot of different vehicles, there's a lot of different ideals of what people think 4x4 enjoyment is. So we're trying to meet that need as best we can. Without the volunteers, we can't do it. So start a chapter, start a club, get involved locally, and we'll be there to help you, make that happen. So that is it for this blog update. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions or comments or concerns, post them below in the blog here, and we'll create some good discussions. Let's get things going. I'm Ryan with Road Legal 4-Wheel Drive. We'll see you on the trails.